AI is getting scary good. It thinks, writes, even generates faces that look human. But here's the question. Does it really know that it exists? Today, we'll explore why machines can simulate intelligence but still miss on the one thing that makes us human: consciousness. We'll talk about the Chinese room argument, the hard problem of consciousness, integrated information theory, and more. Grounding the mystery of consciousness in real science and philosophy. Let's explore. We often use consciousness and intelligence interchangeably, but they're not the same. Consciousness is a subjective experience, the awareness of thoughts, emotions, and the world around you. If I ask you, are you aware that you're watching this video? Your answer is yes. But if I ask a machine the same question, even if it says yes, it's just following the rules. It doesn't know what a video is the way we do. It doesn't know what it means to watch something. It's just following patterns without any awareness behind the words. This inner experience is called qualia. It's what it feels like to taste chocolate, to hear your favorite song, or to feel pain. All of these aren't just outputs, they are experiences, and we don't yet understand how physical matter creates them. This gap between brain activity and subjective experience is what philosopher David Chalmers called the hard problem of consciousness. We can track which brain region lights up when you're afraid or joyful, but we can't explain why it feels like something to be afraid or joyful. In fact, there is no single experiment that can explain how consciousness works, or even definitively prove where it comes from. There is no formula, no neural signature, no agreed upon framework that solves it. Right now, it's one of the biggest mysteries in both science and philosophy. Now let's look at AI. AI models like ChatGPT don't understand anything. They work by recognizing patterns and generating likely responses based on training data. When you ask it a question, it predicts what word should come next. Not because it knows what you're asking, but because that's what it was statistically trained to do. It doesn't have beliefs. It doesn't have memories. It doesn't have a mind. It's only processing inputs and outputs. It's not experiencing them. This kind of intelligence is called syntactic intelligence, manipulating symbols according to rules. But true understanding requires semantic intelligence, attaching meaning to those symbols. AI can't do that. Which brings us to something really important. We often assume AI is smart, but is it really? When AI wins at chess or answers a complex question, it can seem incredibly smart. But it's not reasoning, it's pattern matching. This is what computer scientist Judea Pearl calls the illusion of intelligence. It looks like AI is solving problems, but it's just piecing together patterns that it has already learned. Philosopher John Searle explained this with Chinese room argument. Imagine someone inside a room, following a rule book to match Chinese symbols, without knowing what any of them mean. From the outside, it seems like they understand Chinese. But inside, there is no comprehension, no understanding at all. That's how AI works. It can mimic a conversation, but behind those responses, there is no mind, no awareness, no meaning. So if AI isn't truly intelligent or conscious, can it at least be creative? AI can create poems, music, even artwork. But is that the same as human creativity? Not really. What we are seeing is simulated creativity. It doesn't create out of emotion, curiosity, or even the need to express something personal. There is no inspiration, no intent. Human creativity often comes from emotional highs and lows, personal struggle, curiosity. We don't just create for novelty. We create to express something we feel deeply. As cognitive scientist Margaret Borden puts it, there are three types of creativity: combinational, mixing known things. AI can do this. Exploratory, searching within the known frameworks. AI can do this to an extent. Transformational, breaking the rules to create something entirely new, with meaning and insight. AI can't do this. True creativity comes from consciousness. AI doesn't have that. And that's why, even in art, it imitates more than it innovates. To understand how far AI is from consciousness, let's look at two leading scientific theories. First, integrated information theory. This theory says that a system is conscious when it connects information in a deeply unified way. Like a web, where everything affects everything else. AI doesn't do this. It processes information in separate pieces, not as a whole. Second, Global Workspace Theory. Think of your mind like a theater stage. Many thoughts are running in the background, but only the ones that reach stage become conscious. AI might look like that it has a stage, but there is no spotlight because there is no awareness behind it. Some scientists even explore panpsychism, the idea that consciousness might be a fundamental part of the universe, not just a byproduct of brains. Even if that's true, there is no evidence that machines experience anything. So why does this matter? Why am I discussing this with you? Because as AI becomes more capable, we need to remember what it still can't do. It doesn't feel, it doesn't reflect, and it doesn't know that it exists. That's why we're not being replaced. We're being reminded of what makes us human. The ability to experience, to be aware, and to make meaning out of it. And maybe, instead of fearing AI, we can look at it as a mirror. A reminder that most powerful parts of being human can't be automated. Consciousness is more than intelligence. It's more than productivity. And that's something no machine has. And maybe never will. So if consciousness is what makes us human, maybe the real question is, what do we do with that awareness? In the next video, we'll take that idea into the real world, into the relationships that define us, and explore how we can use that awareness in everyday interactions, and what it concretely means to respect someone, not just in theory, but in practice. We'll also be busting a common myth about respect that most people don't even know they are carrying. If you stayed until this point, thank you for watching, and until next time, keep building a better you.